Good day and welcome everyone to Module 3 of your Shift Network course, Immerse Yourself in Sound Healing Vibrations, using frequencies to clear blocks in your energy body, transform disease, and raise your consciousness with David Gibson. Today's session is titled Discover the Frequency, Notes, and Timbre of each chakra to raise your energy body vibrations. I'm Deanna, your host. Please join me in welcoming David Gibson to the session. Welcome, David.
Hello. Hi. Okay, so let's do the sound of how you're feeling. I'll start and then I'll have you guys do it. Okay, let me do mine. Okay, you guys do it. I'll be watching mouths. Nice. Deanna said she got her little nephew doing the sound of how you're feeling as well. It's great to get the kids doing it. All right. Okay, anybody check out the conference? Yeah? How was it? You can still check it out at globesoundhealingconference.com till I think it's May 19th. It's free playback. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So today we're going to go through the chakras. As with everything, you can look at chakras based on the hierarchy of vibration that we went over last week, which is we can look at the frequency and pitch of chakras. We can look at the timbre, which is the instrument sounds and the syllables. There's even the musical intervals between the chakras. I actually had one of my previous students wrote a book on connecting two different chakras based on their musical intervals for different issues. Like, you know, you could actually bring heart energy through your throat chakra, for example. And then we'll look at the music of the chakras. Whenever I listen to any music, I always tune into what chakra it seems to be affecting the most. And then the energy of the chakras. So let's start with the energy of the chakras. So here we are. Well, just in case you don't know much about chakras, let me give you a little bit of an overview. The root chakra I think of as your grounding and your connection to earth. People often talk about the root chakra being your career and money and the whole world of abundance as well. There's a little more information there as well. It's at the base of the spine. Some people go down to the perineum, even lower than the base of the spine. And then the sacral chakra is right below the belly button, and that's sensuality and pleasure. Some people talk about it actually being emotions as well. And then the third chakra is about being in your power or not feeling good enough for being your power. It's all around power. And some people say it's the ability to channel as well. And that's right at your solar plexus. So, and then other people say that's where the emotions actually are focused, is in the third chakra. The heart chakra, of course, is all about love. different chakras are actually tied to different endocrine glands. They say there's not really an endocrine gland for the root chakra. Some people say it's certain nerves. The second chakra would be the sexual, all the sexual organs, and then the third chakra is the adrenals. The heart chakra is the thymus, and that's all about love and relationships and even loving yourself. The throat chakra is for the thyroid, and that's actually about self-expression and being able to express yourself. Then the third eye chakra is about intuition and your focus and clarity of purpose in life. And that would be the pituitary and hypothalamus. And then the crown chakra is connected to the pineal, which is your connection to source and the divine. So that's a little bit of an overview. Okay, let's look at the instrument sounds and music for each chakra. I do a treatment here. I charge actually $108 when people come in, where I actually use different instruments for different chakras and the voice, and do a whole treatment on people. And so this will give you an idea of what instruments you might use if you're doing a chakra treatment on someone. So you could actually practice doing it. Right. So first of all, you could do just the voice on every chakra. And I just normally use lower frequency for the lower chakras and then also higher frequencies for the higher chakras, and just focus on that chakra. You could also use frosted crystal bowls. Frosted crystal bowls are normally labeled for the chakras based on the notes, although as we'll talk about, I actually prefer focusing on frequency instead of notes. So instead of using the notes for the chakras, I'll simply use a big bowl for the root chakra, not worry about what note it is, and use a smaller bowl which is going to be higher frequency for the crown chakra. And so you could do it either way. We'll talk more about that later. So you can do a whole chakra treatment with just bowls. Or with the alchemy bowls, I commonly use the alchemy bowls for the higher chakras from the heart up, although I do have one. Actually, the blue bowl I have in the background is actually a titanium bowl, which actually I do use for the root chakra because it's really grounding, and I'll play that later. But I often use these for the higher chakras because they're a little more refined and a little sweeter. I especially like the pink gold alchemy bowl for the heart chakra, although rose quartz is really good for the heart chakra. Sometimes I use even the gold for the heart or the gold for the root as well. So you could totally choose the element or crystals or gemstones that are embedded in these alchemy bowls for what chakra you're going to use. And if you do a search, you can find a whole system for different gemstones and crystals that are normally used for different chakras. So you could base it on that, or you could just base it on the color of the bowl as well. You could do Tibetan bowls on the chakras. Again, you could use the Tibetan bowls based on the notes, or you could just use a really big bowl for the root and go up there from there to smaller bowls for the crown. And so Tibetan bowls, especially right on the body, can be very cool. Although I don't normally put a Tibetan bowl on the root chakra. It seems like a little much. So, okay. And then you can use tuning forks. We're going to look at different frequencies for the chakras later, but you could totally do a whole treatment with just tuning forks for each chakra. We sell a tuning fork set that's based on all the frequencies of the chakras that is really effective. Now let's look at each chakra and the common instruments that are used for them. So the root chakra basically what we're thinking of is anything that's got a lot of bass in it, right? And by the way, you do have this PowerPoint, so you can always look at it later as well. So you can always access it. So for the root chakra, I commonly use the frame drum. I'll be playing some of these in a little bit. I'll play a video. And I'll actually play the frame drum right over the root chakra, so you can get the vibration into the root chakra without actually touching the person. That's very cool. So here's the frame drum here. I'll play it later though. Here's the frame drum, right? And then gongs are really good for the root chakra. The bigger the better. The more bass you got, the better, because it's really about bass for the root chakra. Didgeridoo is excellent on the root chakra because you can get physical vibration on the root chakra, again, without touching them. I mean, any bass instrument is good, or a big Tibetan bowl. I mean, again, I don't normally put it on the root chakra unless they're laying on their stomach, then you could do it. But a bassy Tibetan bowl, you could hold it around them as well. A 10 or 12 inch, really, you start to get a lot of vibration. Could use cello, acoustic bass. Mother drum is a huge drum, grandmother drum, that's really massive. Bring in the timpani, bring in the elephants or the whales. Often people use the elements of the chakras as well for the instrument. So the element of the root chakra is the earth. So you could use a clay flute, which is made of the earth, or a wood drum for the root chakra based on the elements. The music of the root chakra, I really like Japanese taiko drumming. Japanese, oh my God, they got the massive drums. Here's a image of the drums. I mean, if you haven't gone to a Japanese taiko concert, it's so cool. I mean, they even have drums twice as large as these, actually. I mean, we're talking a lot of bass and a lot of power as well. So I really like that. You can listen to that video later. I don't have authorization to play it in class, but you can watch it later in the PowerPoint or slides that you get access to. Throat singing, right? You get a room full of monks doing the throat singing. Oh my God, it's really grounding. Or basically any EDM, trance, electronic dance music that's got a lot of bass, or hip hop where you got, you know, the 808 drum, which is huge. Yeah, I mean, that can be really grounding. Just the instruments with a ton of bass in it. Right? So that's our root chakra. Second chakra, I like the cello. Probably my favorite is the djembe, which is kind of the metal conga drum. I commonly use the rattle and the shaker over the second chakra to break up stuck energy. And I commonly put a Tibetan bowl on the root chakra or second chakra to help stabilize it and or break up any stuck energy around emotions. Bass flute could be good. The element of the second chakra is water, so you could use the ocean drum, which is like a flat drum that's got like sand in it. It kind of sounds like the ocean. Or a rain stick. I've actually had seen people take 1 cup of water and pour it into another cup to get the sound of the water. So you can get that element for the chakra. Belly dance music is probably the main music for the second chakra. Just anything that's got a lot of drumming in it that gets your hips moving, right? Then we got the third chakra. I think of Tibetan horns, or any horn really. Here's a Tibetan horn. Let me show it to you for a second here. Okay, so that's like the root chakra, really bassy. Right? And then also the shofar, which is this horn. This is the horn that brought down the walls of Jericho, right? So it's really powerful. I like any horn though. You could use a French horn, even a trumpet for the third chakra. Anything that just sounds powerful. Or screaming electric guitar, bang, right? Anything around power. I commonly put Tibetan bowls on the third chakra, and to either break up energy or to harmonize it. The element of the third chakra is fire. So if you have an instrument that is about fire, you can use it once. Never mind. Okay. Japanese taiko drumming, it's like